I believe Donald Trump was the most embraced white guy figure by the black community as far as pop culture goes ever. Let's go on to, speaking of, I don't want to say speaking of black because we were talking about Kamala Harris.
I think it's too late. I think you said it.
Yeah.
You don't want to be accused of anything for something you said out of context.
I want to make the case here, and I want this to be very, let's make this definitive. Yeah, I'm gonna stake my claim right here. Donald Trump has never been seen as a racist. He's been in the public eye for many, many decades. He wasn't accused of racism. People didn't believe he was racist.
No.
There was never even, like I said, a whiff of it until he ran for president. And not only that, Donald Trump was embraced by the black community. I'm going to make the case. He was actually, I would argue, and you can maybe present me with someone else, but I don't think it exists. I don't think the person exists. I believe Donald Trump was the most embraced white guy figure by the black community as far as pop culture goes ever in my lifetime. Mm-hmm. Comment below if you disagree with that statement. There might be an exception, but I mean, I could count on one hand. I can't think of any other super white guy who got as much praise, cameos, and was embraced by the black community. But all of a sudden, it all changed. And so that brings us to this jumping off point. You know, Philadelphia Eagles, the running back there, Saquon Barkley. Mm-hmm. It's now a huge controversy that this man, who happens to be black, spent some time with the President of the United States.
What a nice guy he is. I wanted to race him, but I decided not to do it.
That's clearly a joke. But remember with Riley Gaines, where he said, but I'm still a man. I would beat her in a swimming race. And he meant it. He clearly didn't.
What a misogynist pig. He really thinks, look at him. Look at the shape of his body. Does he really think he's going to beat Riley Gaines? Or that's what they would do to take this totally serious.
Right, yeah.
Oh, look at him. You think he's going to beat Saquon Barkley? He's a Super Bowl running back.
But they haven't bitten on this. You know why? Because the idea that Donald Trump could potentially beat Riley Gaines in a swimming match is still more plausible than a white guy beating Saquon in a race at all. So people are like, see, I think he means it. He's delusional. Whereas this, white guy can't believe it.
To them, for that matter, too.
I was going to do it, but I decided not to. I didn't want to embarrass him.
Sore hammy.
I ran a 4.140 in college.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, come on.
Didn't want to embarrass me. I only ran 4.4. It's pretty good.
Only two did it, me and that little colored fella, Cat Williams.
Oh, yeah, remember that?
So he spent some time with Saquon. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, the left, too, they want to bridge racial. They want to heal the racial. You know how they're going to solve the problem of slavery from generations ago? By not allowing black guys and white guys to be friends. Here's their response.
He's essentially being used kind of as a propaganda tool.
But once you make that decision, realize that people like you and I can be here on television to question whether or not or where it is you truly stand by standing and aligning yourself with somebody who
question his blackness
has really done a lot and has a very long history of completely disrespecting people who look like you. Because if you didn't play sports, if you were not a Super Bowl champion, if you were not Saquon Barkley, his reception of you would be a lot different.
One of the things I'm reminded of, there's a quote that's attributed to the Greek philosopher or the Greek politician Pericles, where he says, it's attributed to him. It's the similar words, paraphrasing. He says, you may not be interested in politics, but that doesn't mean politics won't be interested in you.
I don't understand what that woman was saying. Was she saying that the president should host losers?
Or just white people?
I don't know.
I
think she was saying that if you weren't if you didn't rush for 2,000 yards and win the Super Bowl, then he wouldn't care about you.
Oh, okay.
If you were just a regular black person, he would hate you.
I get it. But then they said that he hosted a losing swimmer, Riley Gaines.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, why is she even there? She just lost. Well, because of a tranny, but okay. By the way, Saquon addressed this on X, I think pretty well here. Yeah. He said, LOL, some people are really upset because I played golf and flew to the White House with the president. Maybe I just respect the office, not a hard concept to understand. Just golfed with Obama not too long ago and look forward to finishing my round with Trump. Now you get out my mentions with all this politics and have an amazing day. Great.
classy guy.
So
Yes, he is.
This is what Colin Kaepernick, who wishes he would have a career of like this man.
Of course.
This is what it was about. It wasn't one man's protest who knew nothing about the history of this country. It was the media emboldening it. It was the media undergirding it. The media lifting it up to the point that we now have a black national anthem while they condemn a successful black athlete who's not making a statement, who's merely being friendly. And I want to tell you how pernicious, or at least showcase this type of racism is from the left. Before his 2016 run, Donald Trump was never even in the talks of someone who could potentially be a racist. I know you'll find a few people who complain. The man was a friend to black celebrities. He would appear on black talk shows on a regular basis. He made cameos on our biggest black shows in the 90s.
Movies.
And there is not a single figure I can think of, certainly a white figure, who has been referenced, mentioned, exalted more in the hip-hop community precisely by black artists. This is a long montage. If I missed one, you let me know. We just want to drive this point home.
Let me in, Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in, up like Donald Trump, up, say slang like them Trump. Walk up on your whiskey mask and pump, and fire them shots just like I'm Donald Trump.
I gotta say what's up to Digital Underground and Humpty Hump, cause he making more than Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying?
I made $1 million on that corner doing Donald Trump knows.
Brain is out for lunch, giving the PowerPoint, soon to be paid like Donald Trump.
I'm just trying to get rich like Trump.
Trump change? Trump change. Nah, Trump change. Rather not Trump change. Trump change. I'm talking Donald Trump change. I'm talking Steve Wynn. I'm talking, you know. Richest nigga in my hood, call me Donald Trump.
Well, I'm the ghetto's answer to Trump. I'm cancer to the Hamptons.
Got a big billboard out in Madison. At the Trump and you bitches at the Radisson.
I'm back with the funk, chump. You want funk? How many lumps? I got spunk. I'm well known like Donald Trump.
I might pull a rack and get ratchet, but I'll be Donald Trump in these hoes. Might just wipe my ass with they savings. I'll be Donald Trump in these hoes.
I'm trying to stuff until I can't fit no more. I'm talking Donald Trump level.
I started out broke, got rich, lost paper, then made it back. Like Trump being up, down, up, play with cash.
Time to flip the work, make the block bump. Boys in the hood, call me Black Donald Trump.
Let me ask you, could you picture them doing that with David Duke? For reference, and all references available, he was mentioned by all of the artists I'm about to list. Young Jock, It's Going Down, 2006. Nelly, Country Grammar, 2000. Ice Cube, both in I Gotta Say What's Up, 1990, and Three Strikes You In, 1998. E40, Trump Change in 98. Redman, Defunk in 92. Old Dirty Bastard, Protect Your Neck to the Zoo in 95. Shawty Low and Lola Monroe, Boss Bitch in 2010. Ray Shrimmered, I don't know, I'm not familiar. Up Like Trump in 2014. Meek Mill, Off the Corner in 2014. Jay-Z, Hubba Interlude in 99. Nas, Locomotive 2012. Young Yeezy, Trump in 2011. Juicy J, Shootin' 2013. DJ Khaled and Nicki Minaj, I Wanna Be With You. Big Sean, Get It 2011. But it's not just the hip-hop community who don't typically embrace white supremacists. He was also friends with Oprah, appearing on her show 8 times, guest starred in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the single biggest black sitcom of that era, declared Arsenio Hall the winner of The Celebrity Apprentice, Who Sucks, and he was even featured as the keynote speaker with noted racist Reverend Jesse Jackson.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not, but I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't. But I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings and we're not.
Hey, Mr. Trump. Hey, how you doing? Will Smith. Hey, listen, you are getting a great house here. And this is quite a deal you're getting for it, too. Look, I'll tell you what. Doing another 50 grand, I cut the grass for you every Saturday.
Thank you for ruining my life.
Ashley!
What did you do?
Everybody's always blaming me for everything.
When I ran for the presidency in 84 and 88, and many others thought it was either laughable or something to avoid, he came to our business meeting here in New York because he has this sense of the curious and a will to risk to make things better. He is a serious person who is an effective builder of building with a builder of people. Donald Trump, for a few minutes, challenges and opportunities to embrace the underserved communities. Donald Trump.
We have the aforementioned Mr. Donald Trump and the winner, Arsenio Hall. He was crowned the winner of the Celebrity Apprentice last night. Good morning to both of you. And Arsenio, I know you're really excited about this. Congratulations.
Hello. I mean, when I was a kid, I entered a contest. I was a magician. That's why me and Penn Jillette had such things in common. I was second in the contest. Coming to America, I'm the second lead. Competed in late night, Johnny Carson, the king, I was always second. But you know what? This morning, I'm number one.
I forgot also, first apprentice winner, non-celebrity apprentice was Omarosa.
Yeah.
Omarosa.
Who I didn't like at all, but hey.
Yeah, but not because she's black.
No, not because she's black.
Because she was kind of bitchy.
Yes.
So the point is, black Americans, they've embraced Donald. Let me ask you this. Let's cut through the... Does anyone really think Donald Trump's a racist? And if so, against who? They tried to sell the Mexican thing, but then, particularly when you look at Gen Z Latinos, it's even worse for liberals. More Gen Z Latinos would vote Trump. If they determined the electoral map Gen Z Latinos, it'd be over 400 electoral votes. It wouldn't even be close. So obviously they don't buy it. And unfortunately, when a black man like Saquon doesn't buy it, well, you got to do the Uncle. Does anyone out there actually think this guy is a racist? And if so, hey, when did it change? Why did it change? It's not just the TV appearances. It's not just being embraced by the community. African Americans, and I hate that term, they were the primary market for most of President Trump's consumer goods, like Trump vodka, Trump steaks, and of course, Trump pimp coats. It was one of those that was, what are you doing there, Toolman? You missed the Photoshop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you high?
He's drinking Trump vodka.
He's drinking Trump purple drink.
Do you have a stroke?
Maybe.
It'll get you there.
And who's to say he wasn't out there on that golf course talking about race relations, talking about, they probably weren't. They They're just probably chopping it up, saying, guy talk, locker room talk.
Yeah, guy talk, locker room talk.
But who's to say he's not out there going, hey, I didn't like what you did.
Yeah.
About this. I didn't like what you said about this person or how you handled this situation. And Trump goes, maybe you're right. Maybe I was a little...
Yeah.
Maybe I was a little too forthright with that.
By the way,
immediately, how could you even talk to him? You went out and played golf.
Yeah.
You were in the same room as him.
Yeah.
You smiled with him.
But you know what else? You know who was 0 parts offended at the grab him by the pussy comment? Black men in America. How do I know? Grab any hip hop album that you can find. You'll hear worse. And it's a brag, just to be clear. Yeah, what were you about to say there, Neil?
I was just going to say, and honestly, to kind of the opposite point, I'd hope they weren't talking about it because there's the whole Morgan Freeman clip where he says, just stop talking about it. That's how you make it go away.
Yeah.
It's like if we just interact like normal human beings to each other, it stops.
I actually think that Donald Trump is a really good example of how to interact with people from other races. He's not colorblind. If you go and watch The Apprentice, he would treat them just like everybody else. He would step them down, go, no, look, look, you failed. You got to take responsibility. Or he would tell them that he liked what they did. You could not, if you were to just read a transcript and take away the names like Omarosa and Raekwon, whatever it is. If you took that out, you would not be able to discern who he was speaking, the race of the person with whom he was speaking, outside of if it ever came up, where you address the relevant details. Hey, weren't we also told that golf had some kind of a glass ceiling a racial ceiling for black people, but Tiger Woods kind of broke through half of it?
Yeah, he did.
Now you got a black man playing golf on the golf course with the president. I don't even know. By the way, that's also the same sport where our president was almost shot. Hey, guess what else earns him street cred with black guys, dummies? half the hip hop artists out there literally wish they could write the backstory of being shot and getting up and chanting fight, fight, fight.
Oh, wait,
Some have written false ones.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That's true.
Hey, if you like this video, you can comment below. We always appreciate your feedback. Or click one of these, which will be similar as far as rebuttals, claims, truth, maybe it changed my mind. Or sometimes we talk about the difference between men and women, how dogs are different from cats, airline food. No punchline, just premises, because this is the internet in the 21st damn century.